So we can do it. We can do it. Yes, we can do it together as well. We can do it together as well. Where the highs and lows may be there, the fights may be there, but when we get together as one, we can do it, we can do it. So just how it out, it's my thought.
Good morning, my people. How are you today? It's a Monday, it's a new week, and of course, it's the 27th of January 2025. How far are you with your goals? Resolutions, yeah? How far have you gone? I hope you guys are doing well. Dr. Joshua Magalasi, Joshua Mixfam Muyombia Mark, Tusime Eddie Bruno Insingoma, Karota Uganda, Lawrence Omule, Nick Wabuye, Paul Sema VIP, Louis, John's Info, Musime Kim Job, SPK Driving School VIP, Kanyanya, Mikel UG, John Desire, Richard Muwonge, Travel Life Vlog, Gilbert Amanya, Henry Modern Juice, Chris Da Vinci, Lucky Mose. I hope you guys are doing well. The discussion today is, when should one start buying land? How do you know you're ready to start buying land? And probably then the question would be, how much money should someone have? And normally, how much land should someone not risk buying land? And if they have started already buying land, they have bought, when should they stop? So a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a friend of mine. Aguza mataka agawedida dala, nagura, kubuyumba. And then eventually he was like, you know what, Arthur? Mina kataka kinjagala okusasula mmaleyo. Naye bwe nkamala, sigenda kuddamu kugula ttaka. And he's young. I think I'm 4 years older than him. I think he's 31. And so he said, siddamu kugula ttaka. So what age or what income level should one start at buying land, and at what time or money or achievement should one stop buying land? You know, guys, we have seen. Hey, Kim Job, me, I used to tell you guys, me, I don't like leather seats. They make you sweat. They make you uncomfortable. So you guys, we have been having this conversation of buying land. We have seen people that get greedy. They start grabbing other people's lands. Like, people get so wealthy. Nebatukanga baina sense batagenda kusobola kukozesa. Nebatukanga baina amataka gamu nebageerabira. You get it? You have seen people die, and then their land gets taken over by squatters. And you know, squatters, you don't just evict squatters once they are on your land. So then my question is, when should one start buying land, and when should they stop buying land? So for the guys that have bought land, the guys that have stopped buying land, the guys that are still buying land, when did you start buying land? How did you know it was time to start buying? And how did you know it was time to stop buying land? Let's share the knowledge. Let's keep a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle, right? So you be the candle that lights another one. Let's share the information. When should someone start buying land? And when do they know that now I think I've got enough land? Or even if it's not enough, I think I should not be buying any more land. How do they know? Because sometimes the more money you get, the more money you want, and you can keep chasing money until your grave. The same thing can happen with land. So when does someone know that, you know what, I think this time now it's done? Let's share the knowledge. Oba mugenda kugula ttaka paka kuwulira bubi. Oba mugenda kugula ttaka paka kufa. So when should someone start? When should they stop? After land is bought with a target, you can only accumulate it if all you plan to make business and buying and selling. But this habit of buying and keeping it is risky. What makes it risky, Kim Job? But you never ever take what I say. See, I need you. But you don't want to do it again. You go around and round. I love you. I need you. I never leave you. Gotta tell you this every day, every night. That I really feel you. I can't deny. Give us a chance. You and I. You and I. You and I. Give us a chance. You and I. You and I.
Time does not wait.
Okay, man. Pam pam para pam pam para pam para. Yes, guys, we are talking about land. And Joshua Agambie, from the time you're 20 years, buy land. When you're 40 years, stop buying land and then start investing on the land that you bought. Seems like a plan. From the time you're 20 years, buy land. When you hit 40 years, start investing in the land. Arahim Nation, Sedeco Starch, Triple M, Chroma Creations, Ronald Muchwa, Lucky Mozaga, borders rule Ugandan laws. It's a sign of poverty. It's a very big sign of poverty, Lucky Mose. I find that all the countries that have these borders, yeah, and it's not just poverty of the of money or finances, but it's poverty of the mind as well. Tichitegeza, someone got 5 million and they either could not find something else to do with the 5 million, or they could not find someone else to join the 5 million with to make 10 million to invest in something, or they could not work together with other people to make sure that something that they can do something together, or they could not even join with like 3 or 4 other people to make things happen. So it's also poverty of the mind. We don't have skills. Most of them don't have skills, and I know I have followers that are on borders, but it's not until we understand why borders are increasing in number that we will probably make our lives better. Which today, right? With the border, you don't need any skill. And I start riding a border. But again, right? And that's just how it is. You really don't need any skill. Look, I'm going about taxi. You really don't need any skill to be able to ride a border. With taxi, it's a little bit complicated. You need a bit of time. Most of the guys that are riding border, good morning. Most of the guys that are riding borders don't have the licenses. Some of them don't even have the money to buy the borders, which take it, right? So, but we'll get out of there. Job Agambi, I know we've always been told that land doesn't depreciate in value. It's always like that. So guys, we are talking about land. We are talking about at what time or when should someone start buying land and when should they stop buying land. Omuntu atandike okugula ettaka era akomedde okugula ettaka. Joshua yabagambye at 20 years start buying land, at 40 years stop buying land and then invest in the land. Kim Job said the land should be bought for a target. Don't buy land for just keeping. Buy land and only buy land if you have a target, if you have a use for it. Togula ttaka lyacheyo nonti kangule. Ira Kim agambye that we have always been told that land never depreciates in value. It's always like that before you lose your hard-earned cash in it. So you may accumulate land and end up selling it at a lower price, hence risky. Yeah, I've seen people that sell their land at a loss. Yeah, but of course there are also people that buy land that bagenda kulitunda. So yes, buying land should, when you're planning to buy land, it should be as careful as you buying a car. You should also be as careful as when you're buying when you're starting a business, because most people buy land and they hope that land appreciates in value. As in, they hope they buy that piece of land at 10, and if they ever need to sell, that they will sell at 12 or 15. That's normally their hope. So it's important that we are careful as we get when we are starting a business. Ochaloy is saying, Arthur, land is never far. They don't make more land. So buy land. However, it's not something you can sell off immediately during an emergency. But as long as you can afford land, buy it. King Job Agambia, he agrees with Joshua's aspect of buy land starting 20, stop buying at 40 and start investing. But Arthur, where can we get that music in the background? The music is on this channel. You go to the community tab, link where you are, just go down. The link is there. It's just that YouTube doesn't allow me to pin posts. Rahim Nation, Asiku Keith, good morning. You know, Ovugido. Queen Kim Job. Buy land when you can afford to develop it. Otherwise, it's not worth buying land. Mogenda lead a cow unused. I share both Kim and Kate's perspective on land, that you should never buy land when you're going to use it for nothing. I find that when you buy land, gatoina chogenda dikozesa wafirwa. For example, if you buy land at like 20 million, but of course it depends on what experience you have or probably where you buy your land. If you buy land and it doesn't appreciate as much as you want, or nobody wants it, because there are places that are not on demand, anytime soon, then you stand a chance of losing your money. But also, if you happen to buy land and if you happen to buy land and you don't have a steady cash flow, and you want to sell that land because you need money, you're going to lose money. So last week I inspected the car for someone, and he was telling me that he bought land from a family. So he was going to buy land from the father. Then the kids came and said, "Daddy, you cannot sell the land." So he was buying about over 5 acres, over 10 acres. But then the kids came. Now, when the kids came, the transaction stalled, and he told the guy, "You know what? You first give your kids some land, then I can buy when Tewari in Kayana." So the father gave each of the kids their share of land, an acre per child. And when these kids got their share, the dad sold the remaining acres at like 3 million. Now the guy, I think, bought about 5 acres, 3 million, and then left. But these guys kept his number. The kids also called the guy. He bought the first acre from the first child at 1.5. Then he was buying the rest of the acres from the other children at 2 million. You get, because these kids were desperate for money. I think even the dad had been desperate for money. I think I will send that land, the brokers take a piece. Of course, I don't know if the kids also had brokers, I doubt. But for the father's land, they call a broker. So the brokers took like 10%. So this guy has acquired this land. The guys that had land, I assume if they bought the land, they might have made a loss. For an acre of land to be sold at 3 million, that's the definite loss. Now, one thing I've realized is some of the people that are selling the land did not actually buy the land. They inherited the land. They might, most of the people that sell land could have inherited the land and not bought the land. That's why it's very easy for them to sell it at that small amount of money. So I'm thinking that if you don't have cash flow, if you don't have money, buying land might actually make you a loss. omuntu yandibadde ng'alina cash flow, ng'alina savings ezimala, because once you don't have money in the bank, you don't have cash flow. It's very easy for you to get into a situation where you end up selling your land for peanuts just to sustain things that would be otherwise easy to sustain with cash flow. As soon as you can afford to do a project on the land or bare minimum, if you can guard the land with a fence or any small project that keeps the land safe from squatters, even caretaker is enough. Tulanga ncha Pro Max, sigenda kasoma akalanga. Mr. Arthur, at 28, I own 2 plots of land. I have 1 title and a Ndagano. The big plot I have, I do farming for my family. People to avoid black tax. Then the small land is to keep money as it appreciates. So black tax is a serious thing. Yeah, I'm never going to claim I have black tax. My grandmother raised me, and for us, the 2 of us, it's clear, if I don't have, I don't give. I'm never going to be on pressure to give. That's something that I agreed with my grandmother. I think my grandmother is like my dad, my mom. So me, I'm never going to claim I have black tax. I think this is why that's why the concept of black tax is strange to me, and why I never want to be a black tax collector for my kids. Like, black tax is something that is not really nice. Job that I know black tax in ACM, it seems like it's a very nice place to be, and of course it's nice, especially if your income is not big. But I also happen to believe, I don't know if I'm right, I happen to believe that the more dependents you have might actually translate to the more money you make. Because if prayer actually works, the more people pray for you, then the more blessings you should be getting from God. If bwobanga obeerawo nga abantu abakudipendingako batono, kitegeeza ne Katonda akuwa kitono. That's I would choose to believe that. That's something I've chosen to believe, and that's why companies normally that employ a lot of people see more success than companies that employ few people, and companies that impact more lives see more success than companies that impact few lives. Which take it. So I happen to believe that for you guys that have black tax, Katonda abayamba, somehow every person that depends on you prays for you. Every person that depends on you blesses you. So don't even feel bad that you have black tax. It's okuja konga ate the people that are taxing you atenga bo. They don't pray for you, or they don't bless you, or they don't wish you well, which is common. I've seen it, and I've heard stories of people say, "Abantu abo nze mbadde mbalabirira naye nga ate bayagala njavuwale." I've heard all those stories, but black tax people are continually blessed because the people they give the resources to continually pray for them, they continually bless them, and of course that's where we want to be. Like, imagine if you are moving, and I'm actually imagining that countries like the US, where the leaders have been endorsed by the people properly, they continue prospering because their leaders are prayed for. Abantu babasabira, okitegeera, and if the people you lead pray for you, and the people you lead wish you well, and the people you lead pray to God that the decisions you make are good, if the people you lead pray that God enables you make good decisions, the people forget about the plastic things that we get in church, and all those things. Yeah, the more people pray for you, then the wiser you get, the more blessed you be by God. But in African countries, for example, where we have people they know, like a leader can even know that my people are tired of me. In countries like that, the leaders don't actually get things done properly. Which again, and they don't get things done properly because tebaina mikisa. And yeah, so for the people that have black tax, you should take it as a blessing. Black tax is good. Like, the more dependents you have, the more blessings you're going to get. In Arua Park, for the guys that don't know, because in Arua Park, never nacharo na bobanj, mbara bwe batambula, ngira mu Arua bwe batambula, because there are very few cars. I don't know why it's called Arua Park, because there are people, South Sudanese and all those things. Ezo bus zona zijjawa n'abantu. So guys, we are talking about land. When should one start buying land, and when should one stop buying land? Is it dependent on money, or is it strictly dependent on age? Is there an age at which someone can be? Oba is there an age that someone can be nga it's okay? And is land a measure of success or not? If someone had this is something that we should talk about one of these days. If someone had like 100 million and someone had land worth 100 million, who is more powerful? Yeah, that's a debate that we can have. Yeah, but if someone had their money and they kept it well, and they probably invested it in things that like gave them like a 10% per annum, and then someone else just had land, who do you think would have? That's a very big that's something that is really huge for us to discuss. But the question is, when should someone start buying land, and when should someone stop? When should someone stop buying land? Like a car, I would imagine that when the car stops for another car to pass, a border guy also stops, but apparently it doesn't. And I think, like Moses said, it's possible that when we see a reduction in border numbers, then we'll know that our population is prospering. So guys, the topic is, when should someone start buying land, and when should someone stop buying land? Is that something we gauge by age or money or wealth? When should someone do that? And is land actually as valuable as they say, or money is more valuable than land? And I've had people say that abantu abagule take kololo in a very long, like a long time ago, before kololo became that valuable, they made a good decision by simply buying land. But is it possible that these guys actually bought the land after kololo was valuable? You see how someone buys land in Chira, now that is valuable because they have 100 million, so they can buy 50 by 100, and in the next 5 months it's like 125 million. Yeah, yes, the land in Chira is valuable, but is it a possibility? Is it a possibility that it was because this person actually had money that they could afford this land in Chira and not the fact that land in Chira is as valuable as it is. Because omuntu ataina izo sente million chikumi zigula ttaka Chira, they may not actually know that that land is valuable, or they may not get to experience the value of that land because they don't have 100 million. You get? And if someone probably invested 100 million in something, some other like business that is much more profitable than land, because there are businesses that make more money than land. If they knew any such idea, let's see this Ray. Now, why those roads? And Mr. Arthur, black tax comes like this. If they want food, manyama toke cassava, ebyo, mbambi wonye. Nakasoli, sweet potatoes, beans, vinyebo, and it's only for my family. Mbawawe upkeep. Joseph Bari Kudembe, Arthur, these days you bring topics which hit exactly my situation. I'm trying to sell my land and invest more in my business. Naima machika. Itakarwachi tolirese, uteri kusale. And this is something that this is a conversation we have with Mama Aban very often. Like, okay, I'm one person that doesn't believe in buying land very expensively, and she's one person that believes that land will acquire value like over time, whether expensive. Me, I'm a numbers guy. I want to see percentage. I want to see like if I buy a plot at like 17, what exactly am I going to do with that plot that will bring back that money, and in how long will that money be? You're back? So, Joseph Bali Kudembe, I would actually, if for example, Joseph, you bought your land and you bought it for a project, I would recommend you keep that land for the project. Don't sell it. Let the business grow organically, or use the money that you get from other places. Project here. From creations, Sibagumia, anybody, the more dependents you have, the more blessings you have. The problem is with people that are used to having dependents is that once one dependent goes, then these people are seeking another dependent. I will remember my grandmother. My grandmother Yainanze as a dependent. So in my Form 5, I started paying my own tuition. Yeah. In my Form 5, I started paying my own tuition. And so I wasn't a dependent anymore. Then she went and got her sister's boy, who was also going to Senior 5. And the boy was never grateful. The boy, ngatayagala kusoma. Yicha atamanya nti Muganda yali agadde okuwera naye ng'omwana tayagala kukola kati Muganda nga sente azijja wala kati for her she thought maybe bwe muleta masomero g'omu kibuga anaagira. The boy still ati yasoma. So I find that the problem with people that have black tax is they never get tired of black tax. There's a thrill of taking care of people, so they keep taking. That's why you find that in homes where there are so many people, they never go away. Once this group goes, another group comes. Kati omuntu asigala afuna thrill. You know how I want to do this live broadcast every day. So the people that have black tax continuously want to take care of people. And it's a cycle. It never stops. But if you have black tax and a black tax weekenda no byesonyonoga kati bendabirira bamaze sidda mukulabira kanaye kanirabireko. My contact is in the about section of this channel. Kim Job, if you want to avoid black tax, leave family and friends issue alone. Osigaze mukyala n'abaana anganzi. Mr. Arthur, black tax comes with blessings. Naye waliwo ekisukka. Luli luba luseke ne ludda mu pipe. Arthur, black tax is real. Maybe our people understand Black Friday. Joshua, easier said than actually can't manage it. Joshua waliwo abantu nga like Kim Job, where like Kim's kati Joshua, your culture is different from Kim's culture. In Kim's culture, it's very hard for someone to keep 10 million when their brother needs 5 as more. That's their culture. That's how it is. Katatefe, our culture, we can actually keep the money. You know, I was seeing Yanyono Alex Mukuru, he was saying that the thing with nepotism is that tribalism is good and nepotism. I think I shared it. And he was saying that fellow Baganda call them bad people because a Muganda will not give you a job if you're not qualified. Yet there are other tribes that will just give you the job, whether you're qualified or not, because you're my brother, so I get you a job. And that's why people keep angry, like like you don't qualify for the job, so I can't get you the job. So it probably goes back to also the money. Like black tax is something that I want to help you, but you have to be worth my help. For Kim Job's culture, whether you're worth the help or not worth the help, for them they'll give the help. That's I think that's the difference in culture. There are cultures, like I've seen people from West Nile, they are always packed wakababeda ubanji. People from the north, they are always packed wakababeda ubanji. That's the difference in culture. For us, you can even get people furuma ve wangi genda. You can find a man from the center will openly tell the wife, sawa sabaganda baveuanu bagende tubadabididideri. But you'll never see that in certain cultures. So Joshua, I find that that's a difference in culture. And yeah, I find that once you understand the difference, eventually move yangua bikwanguira. Rama Charity Organization, Kasibante Aksam, good morning. Musasi Samuel, good morning. Nay Arthur, I know you discourage buying Primo 2004. Nay, I have this person who has insisted on it, and he wants me to bring him to you, having seen the field that we bought last time. And Onyemeka ajaguli ya milioni nga 17 18 nunji. But me, I find that if they can raise 24, aguleri empia 2008. What's the gate, eh? It's a logical thing to do. But if they are insisting on buying this one, I just find that in the near future, the Moroka zigenda kuba salanyo because ziri empia zigenda kuba nazo zigudde bay. Mugalasi aga ubamanyi nze nabagema, I got money, told them to go farm in my land, bafune mmere as I support them with only groceries. Mpozi upkeep sisuka mitwalo 10 in 3 months. Guabamala. I wanted to tell you, you're a person who normally prefer energy drinks. Na imu nange mpola. They might constrain your heart and the liver. No, I stopped energy drinks, by the way. When we remember that I have fatigue, I stopped energy drink. I actually went for another. I normally go for second opinions, and this other doctor also agreed that I need to rest. That's why yesterday Nabagambi Sako was a broadcast. They also told me to take naps during the day, and yeah, they even gave me sleeping pills because I have trouble getting sleep, but I refuse to take them. So yesterday, what I did I did what I tell my kids to do. I tell them close your eyes. So yesterday I closed my eyes, and I'm going to try as much as possible to get naps during the day. And yeah, but I've been struggling with this thing for like 5 months. The thing of yeah, and then of course sleep. Like I slept at 9 something, and then at 1 a.m. I woke up and I did not have sleep, and then I tried again, and then I woke up at 4 again. Yeah, so I'm done with energy drinks starch. I'm really done. No more energy drinks. I also have coffee that I bought at office, but I ditched coffee totally. Yeah, so I have to revitalize my energy. I'm here to say sorry to the car delivery guy who dented your car. Bujidi ainze bwantama. Stem cell therapy. Bibao, Karota, Uganda. Good morning. Travel Life. Arthur, I bought my first plot in my senior 6 vacation, and I have bought 4 more. Now, yeah, my first plot is the best decision I have ever done. Yeah, the first plot hits different. Yeah, possibly at any age, buy land, because it's a factor of production. Land is not only house construction and sleeping. Yeah, you can use land to do other things, to achieve other things, to do other projects, right? Do you know my wife's family black tax? My wife's family black tax me than my own family. I'm soon breaking up with her because I have told her to control, probably. Lucky Mose, black tax doesn't help you unless those you spend on are productive towards your business or work. Travel Live Vlog, I gotta kusula mukazi wa black tax. Guys, okay, let me tell you something that I probably was able to do in the beginning of my relationship with Mama Aban, and this could help people that are yet to get into relationships. It's important for you guys to create boundaries, for you to understand what your boundaries are in each other's families. Like when you marry when you get into a relationship, a serious relationship with a lady, your relationship is with her. Yes, there's an extended relationship with your wife's family, but you don't owe her family anything. You don't owe her family anything. And her family doesn't owe you anything. Ontegera. It's important that we understand this and set these boundaries. And she doesn't owe your family anything. Your family does not owe you her anything. Once you have these boundaries clear, I find that you'll never get these things that you people get of my wife's family black taxes me. And probably it's important that you also marry a girl that doesn't come from a very poor family. Yes, if you can afford data to watch this broadcast, toli mwavu. Katatebo no waso muwala, ayagala data wolukumi. Ogenda kufuka gwe mugagge waabwe. You don't want to be the rich person mu family ya mukyala wo. Ontegeera. You don't want. Otherwise bigenda kukunyiwa. Kati ngakwe, they see you as a rich person, ngate you're not a rich person. You need to get someone that is at least at your grade or above. You get, but once you get into a serious relationship with someone that is poor, broker than you, and her entire family is also broker than you, then you actually lose money. And you don't want to lose money. You don't want to look after a family that is not yours. Like, I'll give you an example. You marry a girl from a family where the dad has 20 children and he cannot look after the 20 children, but he's still having children. And this is the kind of family you need to have this conversation with your girlfriend before you finally get to marriage stage. If she comes from a family where the dad says, Narumansi, oli muto gwagendo muera paka bwana amara university, you're going to be in trouble. Okitegera. Mbwe nyimba ze kubateziwa vibe. Iza King Saha sisi sobola kuba siri King Saha. Nze ndi muntu mulala, King Saha muntu mulala. Okitegera. So anyway, I find that you guys, as you marry, as you get into relationships, you guys should have these conversations. Otegere where her family stands, what kind of relationship he has with her family. If she's in the kind of relationship where they have told her, "Gend of no musajja yesobolo sobolo okujja okutulabirira." Obo sobolo okuwerera batobo. That's not the woman you want to marry. Zimbabwe. Because then ewabu wanaba yalwala gwe. Wanaba yetaga obuyambi wa fees gwe. Wanaba yetaga okuwasa gwe gwe basokukuwereza budget. Okitegera eh? So I find that I don't know who told Airtel and M2 to start giving us flash messages. It's what interrupted our broadcast just now. Arthur Antonio nga atubuzeeko nnyo kamukubire simu mugambe nkyabere ku broadcast. Arthur, I'm straight. Last year my wife's sister, she came at my home while pregnant with 3 kids. I told her to go back to her husband or I will hide myself away from them. Me, I have only 1 kid. Negwe, where is the audacity of your wife's sister coming to your home ngali lubuto ngaina abaana basatu bawa akola ki ere wakola bulungi mubagobe. You know, I actually was sharing with someone and they were telling me there are families where there are people there nga bo bazaala balabirire. We were having, this was a very heated conversation and they were saying for them in their families it happens. You get that they have relatives that have kids and continue having kids nga buli mwana gwazaga gundi ajja kumutu yambako gundi ajja kumutu yambako, like they are there and I say Arthur will help us, Arthur will pay tuition, Arthur is rich, Joshua is rich, he will pay. There are people like that, but the audacity of someone coming to your home with 3 children, yeah, that's big. Travel live log ba pipe not luseke neto muchawa bambi kuba awo nze mba sijja kukola kuba I have to plan for mikolo era kitu travel live vlog. Arthur, okay, nkumaze travel live vlog. One thing I've learned about women is that basika bazawabwe. I'm avoiding bizibu family at all costs. Guys, don't marry a chick that comes from a very poor family. It can be poor, but they should be able to sustain themselves. Nga bobajjako muwala waabwe. Kati bo basobola okwebeezaawo. But if you by taking their daughter, you're taking their investment and you need to give them returns. That's not something that you need to do. Mukisa Emma Kafero, good morning. You can set up don't disturb those messages. I did. Maybe agana. Let me try to obana chukura mweli simu ndala. Good morning, Tabula's Plumbing Services. I don't want to pay dowry. As a whole, you have to pay dowry. And when you get a good woman, paying dowry will be something that is very, like you do gladly. Me, I'll gladly pay dowry for Mama Aban. Njaba itano bagaye mbana imuje tugende batwanjule. So I'm going to gladly pay dowry because she's a good woman. When you get a good one, paying dowry is something that you do gladly. Then paying dowry becomes a problem to you. So you need to pay. Dowry is not black tax. Dowry is part of our culture. It has been part of our culture for centuries. Paying dowry is like you saying, you know what? Because paying dowry is you buying your woman. So me, when I pay dowry, njakuba musasude. Sagala bintu byakuddamu na kumunyega njakuba, because okwanjula is the wedding. Mama Abba knows okwanjula is the wedding. All these other things we do afterwards are just there. George Bobu, we are still on landi. Ati kati landi. Ati mwaganya okutesa. Atenga n'okusibula kubadde kutuuse. Nze obachi ngenda kufuna 1 acre or 2 in Zirobwe. At Kazoba, buy 2 acres. Ogenda Zirobwe siwana. You can actually buy 2 acres and build a house on those 2 acres. George Bobo, eyembozi ya live. Eyembozi ya live. And I that's why I think stress goes away. Because ojawano ne mutandika ne mugenda. Kati George Bobo, tobatu wadde ndowooza yo. When should someone start buying land and when should they stop buying land? Kwa kati George Bobo abantu nga gwa batatu wadde. Abatatu wadde ndowooza. So you mean that paying dowry is better after trial and error? Chambadde temu papa. Tewali chipapa pia. Mother guy, dowry should be paid after you have lived with this girl and you're sure she's the one. Do you know what it means to pay dowry for a chick? Na noba in 4 weeks. Na agende wa guy gwayagala nga gwe yalita kuliko. She told me omusajja yayenda alina omukazi omulala n'agobooli. Ate yayenda. And by the way, abawala bagenda ne beewunza. She gets a boyfriend nga boyfriend ayenda, then n'alowooza nti oba bwe n'atandika okubeera ewaana tajja kulekera awo. Kiri ekintu kimubaamu munda muli. Era agenda mu maaso. Walokola bulungi agende. So guys, George Bob, I'm waiting for your contribution because it's you people that are very to contribute. Anyway, guys, what's my belief on land? I personally believe that someone should only buy land if they have something to use the land for. I'm not, first of all, Nze, I need you to understand where I come from so that you don't think that what I'm saying is the truth. Nzenga atha nasarawo sijja kulima. I'm not a farmer. And because I'm not a farmer, I know that I don't need a lot of land because I'm not going to use it for farming. Car or land will Soul's music. Car or land will be on another day. So I'm not a farmer, so I don't believe in buying vast, like huge lands if you're not going to use them for any other project. I have projects that I want to use the land for, but I also believe that money katesawe nozoteka mutaka mbokwate milioni atano ziteke mutaka zituulao can be used for other things that can actually bring in money. And that's probably the difference between me and other people. Kati gwayagala okulima, you should be buying land and starting to farm. Gwayagala okulima, gwayagala okulunda, you should be buying land, a lot of land, and then you start farming. Don't be like Arthur. Me, I also believe that I've seen a lot of land wrangles, and like yesterday we were talking, Nade nyumya nani bana musanze mu gym. We were talking and they were asking about a mizigo. And I was telling them my grandmother yayine emizigo naye ngira abeera mwavu ng'abapangisa tebaagala kusasula okitegeera and era ng'abeerawo n'agamba bawalabe ne bamuwa ku ssente kati emizigo is not guaranteed that you'll be getting money as long as emizigo is not like something that you know how to approach the right way. Wabula abantu abamanyi to approach things the right way, emizigo is good. Naye ate buli muntu ayina business gy'ayinamu calling, your business bw'onoogiyingira egenda kuwa ssente. But then people say land is an investment, but there are people that have invested in other things ng'ate bakola ssente okusinga ab'ettaka. Ng'ajja n'aligula erya kati gwe ng'oggwamu n'akugulako ettaka lyo ku layisi n'alitunda ku bbeeyi n'azzaayo ssente ze. N'alinda ate aliddamu okwavuwala era n'addamu n'amugulako. Okisegeera era n'atunda kabeeyi n'azzaayo ssente ze. Okitegeera. Do mizigo over quality of a place you are building 50k 40k 70k izo tezikola jajaja jalinga ja. I'm going to look for the D&D thingy you have said Kazoba and try to block those messages. I don't know zizi interpreting up broadcast yange musime Kim Job ono atha twamufunanga kiraba atuvuga stupid. Okay, someone now is calling me on WhatsApp. I don't know who that is. So anyway, we are Nalioka nenjawula microphone ku simu kwa kasenge ki vibration muchiwira, but now our microphone is here. They can call on WhatsApp as much as they want. So anyway, we are talking about land and we are saying, of course, we can agree that starting 20, you people should be buying land. 20 as long as you can afford. Someone said they are land in senior 6, which is about 18 years. And Joshua was saying that at 40, stop buying land and start developing the land you bought, which might actually also be true. And Job and a bunch of other people are saying, including myself, don't buy land unless you have something to use it for. Ettaka ennaku zino balibbira nno ddala naddala kasita basanga ng'ettaka eryo toli mu likozesa, they can take the land. Squatters go on your land. So I find that very poor people should not be buying a lot of land. They should buy the land that they need to use. Otegeera nze nga Arthur. And also even people that don't have a lot of money should take a long-term investment, but it's long-term investments are for people that already have taken care of the basic needs. Mujukira has Maslow's hierarchy. We should discuss the Maslow's hierarchy again. People that are in the bottom of the pyramid, Maslow's hierarchy. Abantu balina kugula ttaka lingi nnyo nti agula eka 2 eka 4 kulituuzaawo. It's because tasobola because talina capital erimako, talina capital erirundirako. If you don't have the capital to like rear cattle or animals on that vast huge piece of land, or to farm on that, you'll find that you bought 20 acres. So people have taken 5 acres. Osigalengo ukoze loss. That's my belief. Okitegeera. So kati omuntu, people that should be buying huge pieces of land are people that have a lot of money. And you can buy land and either fence it off, or you have the resources to keep it safe, or because if you buy land and you put a caretaker, then caretaker will know musasula omusala ate omulabirire. Now if you don't have that money and you have a huge piece of land, oyina eka 2, caretaker bwina kwa ayinokera kumacha yetolole ettaka lyo kumacha, amaladi yetolole olweggulu. Kati oyina omusasula, omuliise, bw'aba ayina family nayo gibeezeeko, and if you're not careful, that person will also become a squatter. So and then the question would be, in countries where people cannot actually own land, why is it that there is more development than in countries like ours where people can actually own land? Those countries, normally people lease land or they hire land for extensive months. That's a question for another day. But guys, we can agree starting 20 to 40, buy land, at 40 start developing, because after 40 you're buying land kati ofa chinensi. Okujango alito wagula land between 20 and 40. But if you had bought land, like my sons normally say beated. So if you had bought land between 20 and 40, you may not need to buy land after 40. Not one of 250 or more, kind of. Emizigo olaba ne bakadama bagivudde mbalunda nkoko. Emizigo zetonyumiza mizigo nze nalabako jjajja wange ng'abeera ng'agirina nga wa Muhammad Kachika aina vibe yettaka. Hey, good morning, Lubega Mark, Juma Ali. Bana kamba sibule. Title land appreciates quicker than Chibanja. Nze tonzi za mbibanja. Nze njagala byapa. Byapa. It's better to buy land which you're going to use than leaving it free. Sometimes selling it is also another problem. Yet zibali to them sent. When you buy land, have an extra 2.5 for title processing, surveying, and stamp duty. Chitufu. Guys, kamba sibule banange awa ya fewezi. And of course I have an engagement at exactly 9, and then after 9 still I have another engagement that is waiting for me. Dr. W. Joshua Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm Muyombia Mark Tusime Eddie Bruno Isingoma Karota Uganda Lawrence Omule Nick Wabuyi Paul Sema VIP Louis Jones Info Musime Kim Job SPK Driving School VIP Michael UG John Desire Richard Muwonge Travel Live Vlog Gilbert Amanya Henry Moran Juice Krista Vinci Lucky Mose Kamukama Godwin, Ronald Mucha, Proma Creations, Triple M Bashir, Arahim Nation, Oleshaloi Daniel, Asiku Keith, Ray, Joseph Bali Kudembe, Sereko Starch na kubuzako, Luwura Chris Fitness, Sembusi Dan, Kasibante Akisam, Musasi Samuel, Stem Cell Therapy, Karota Uganda, Raymond Engwenyu, George Senkubuge, Waswa Joseph, Nabali Mukamuri, I don't take you for granted, Ronald Muchwa, Kazoba BL, Hosey Hall, Souls Music, Chamba de Hannington, George Bob, Isoba Ivan, Lubega Mark, Juma Ali, Munywane, Silas, Otusubulida Man, Rashida Farm Security. Guys, thank you very much for being part of the broadcast. I wish you a very lovely day. I will see you tomorrow morning for Market Tuesday. May the good Lord bless you. Ciao.